Pittsburgh won the toss. They have deferred. Baltimore will receive. We are underway. 47th all-time meeting between these two teams, the Steelers and the Ravens. Alex Collins, 3 games, he's thrown the football just 69 times. 2 tight end formation. It's a handoff, and it's Collins. Big gain! Alex Collins busting it to the outside. So already a change has been made in the rotation. 1st and 10 out across the 45. 3 tight ends in this formation. Give it to Collins again. This time he gets banged down behind the line of scrimmage by Ryan Shazier. It's 2nd and 11 now for Baltimore. Motion man is Macklin. Take the run. Flacco tosses it. Open man is Watson. And Benjamin Watson trying to extend for the first down. Not quite one here for Baltimore in Pittsburgh territory. Collins in the backfield. They give it to the first man through. And Javorius Allen dealing with a hamstring injury. On first down from the 40. Give it to West. Spun down behind the line of scrimmage. Bud Dupree reads it perfectly. 4-2-69. Mike Hilton now in there. Nickel package. Flacco. That was a dying quail to Mike Wallace. Must have been deflected. First meeting had a 95-yard catch and run for a touchdown against his former team. This is 3rd and 10. Flacco nearly intercepted. It glanced off
with the ball to pick up the first down. That's how big that tackle by Dupree was. Ravens killed this drive for the Ravens.
Would have been staring at a 57-yard field goal attempt. Instead, they have Cook punt it. It's the right decision. Perfectly placed inside the 5. With 6 offensive linemen in this formation. B.J. Finney, the extra one. Handoff to Le'Veon Bell. And the pile pushed for a gain of 3 in the backfield. 2nd and 7. Bell gets the call. Bell looking for an opening. Not much there. Carries to the 10-yard line in motion. Roethlisberger. Quick toss. Le'Veon Bell cuts it upfield. And Bell has enough for the first down. C.J. Mosley got him down low. It's always intense and hard hitting between these two teams. New set of downs for Pittsburgh. Bell, nothing there. Carl Davis.
Start their first drive.
Bell told us he loves the physical nature of this game. Baltimore prides itself on stopping the run. He likes the challenge. Weaving his way through traffic, Le'Veon Bell. The vision. 3rd and 1. 2 tight end formation. Roethlisberger on a give. Terrell Watson gets the call. And Watson going to have to play in the opening quarter. Roethlisberger. They handle the rush. Or do they? Toss down Roethlisberger. Could not. James Conner, the rookie from Pitt, now in there with Roosevelt Nix. They give it to Conner. And Conner taking it to the outside. Long strides for Conner. Line of scrimmage is now the 40-yard line for Pittsburgh. Take it. Roethlisberger on a short toss for Jesse James. James has room into Baltimore territory, and James angles out of bounds. Punted it away and pinned Pittsburgh deep. Roethlisberger. Little toss to Bell, and Bell's got room. The shake and bake move by Le'Veon Bell. Extra offensive lineman for Pittsburgh. It's a gift to Bell. Slice it. And he's tossed down. Big crowd in that area.
Yeah, 2 long drives by each, 1 long drive by each team.
There's Bell. Le'Veon Bell! He's tackled inside the 15. New set of downs for Pittsburgh. Give it to Conner. No cutback for Conner because the Ravens were ready for it. And a jump. We'll get a flag. First one with Walt Anderson.
Full start, number 74, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
2nd and 17 here for Pittsburgh. It's a running play. Bell is back in there. He gets stacked up. Steelers, this is the 3rd and 15. They spread it with 5 receivers. Out of the gun. Roethlisberger, pump, a throw underneath. Vance McDonald extending with a flag down against Pittsburgh.
Holding, number 66, offense, 10-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
In the NFL this season, 10 minutes elapsed. Roethlisberger rifles, caught by Brown. And pushed out of bounds. Cooper's hands saved the touchdown right before halftime. 31-yard attempt. And Boswell puts it through. The Steelers. Boswell with the field goal. And Boswell kicks it off. Alex Collins deep. Moving forward, catches at the 2. Stutter step to the outside, and Collins angles out of bounds. Yeah, well, these two, they know each other quite well. Familiarity between these two franchises. Dump off to Campanaro, and not much there for Michael Campanaro. We start the second quarter here in Baltimore. 3-0 lead for Pittsburgh. West takes it to the outside, and West veers towards the perimeter. He's spun down. Nice spin under Mike Tomlin. This is a 3rd and 2 for Baltimore. Flacco from the gun. Flacco knocked away. Macklin. And then the Baltimore defense is going to be right back on the field here. Sam Cook punting to Antonio Brown. 4 career punt returns for touchdowns. Not going to. First down at the 30-yard line. Le'Veon Bell in the backfield. Fake it to him. Set it up for Brown. Antonio Brown. And he's like a video game. Oh, he got hammered. Owasso.
Illegal block in the back, number 53, offense. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's still first down.
Give is to Le'Veon Bell. Bell running to the right side. And he's cut down by Michael Pierce. I'd like to see that combination. We can make that happen.
It'd be a real short pass.
Roethlisberger fires it in there to Antonio Brown. Crowd is juiced up. On 3rd down. Roethlisberger tosses it too high for Le'Veon Bell.
Goodness, he would have walked into the end zone.
Jordy Berry the punt. Campanaro the return man. Backpedals and a fair catch called for at the 19-yard line. 44-yard punt.
During the kick, holding number 34 receiving team. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the kick. Will be first down Baltimore. Timeout.
Penalty over here. 1st and 10 at their own 10. Collins in the backfield. Deep drop. Flacco throws the deep ball. Separation. Juggle and a drop. Mike Wallace. Ravens. They have not been able to cash in on plays to the wideouts this season. Flacco to Campanaro, and he's dumped across the 15. 3rd and 4 now for Baltimore. Flacco dropped the ball. Flacco steps up. Flacco is devoured. Hayward first. And now Antonio Brown will get a chance to maybe exact some revenge on special teams. Flag is down. This kick will count.
Delay of game.
On a punt. Wow.
Delay of game. Offense. Half the distance to the goal. Still 4th down.
No whistling.
For the 3rd time, Cook. Better punt. It sends Brown back to the 44. Brown makes a cut to the outside. And out of bounds. Pittsburgh's going to ball. Shotgun for Roethlisberger. Tee it up. And too high for Antonio Brown.
Hey, interesting.
Running play to Le'Veon Bell. Bell gets around one defender. And Bell hit hard from the side as 3rd and 3 for the Steelers.
Free play.
Tosses it up there. And it's caught but whistled. Martavis Bryant. The whistle did.
Offside, number 69, defense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And Williams on this defensive line for the Ravens.
17 players on injured reserve, the most in the NFL, the Baltimore Ravens. Roethlisberger, short drop, knocked down, and it's Henry.
Yeah, it was.
Frank injury, foot. He's been placed on IR. On 2nd and 10, Le'Veon Bell steamrolls to the 31 this season. 3rd and 7 for Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger looks, fires, wide open. Catch made by Juju Smith-Schuster. And the 20-year-old rookie spilled out by Lardarius Webb. Youthful exuberance. On a give for Bell. Slammed down by Mosley. The two-time Pro Bowler makes...
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 78, offense. 15-yard penalty, and it'll be second down.
It's up. So it was -4 on the run, -15 with the penalty. That play cost them 19 yards. Second and 29. Deep ball. Roethlisberger. Nobody home. Both players fell down. Martavis Bryant. Bell in the backfield. Justin Hunter now in there for the Steelers. Shotgun for Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger lofts it. Over the shoulder attempt, incomplete.
49 yards.
It is Boswell. 49-yarder. Flag is down as Boswell nails it. No reason.
Offside, number 29, defense. That penalty is declined. Field goal is good. Timeout.
At his defense, and to see them not get it done in overtime was a shocker. Collins, this is returnable for Baltimore. They need a spark. Collins hurdles. Division crowd. Ravens interaction last in the NFL in total offense. Alex Collins picking his way through. And Collins chewing up some yardage. Javon, mentality has changed. I'm trying to do everything perfect and everything at full speed with Baltimore. Patrick Ricard is in there. And off Collins. Battering ram.
Ricard at 300 pounds to lead the way.
Fullback and defensive lineman. And off to Collins. Oh, Collins fumbles the football! The Steelers were there. Ryan Shazier came over defensively. Shazier pointing in Pittsburgh's direction. They're going to have to peel off the pile, and the Steelers have it.
Well, Shazier has a knack for the spectacular. He stopped Collins to begin with, and then it's Hayward that's going to pop that ball out. Hutch number 97 has a sack already in the game. Fights off a double team there. And he and Shazier combine to turn that ball over for the Steelers.
Roethlisberger straight back. Pump. The throw over the middle. It's dropped. Vance McDonald built their secondary probably based on what happened on Christmas. But he praised their corners, physical and a very smart group. Flags down. Play never happened.
False start, number 66, offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
That's 5:99. That's when the Ravens caught up and built themselves a fantastic team. Roethlisberger on 2nd and 15. Hooks a pass downfield. It's hauled in by James with a flag down.
Part of the pass, holding number 42. Defense. The penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
And that's Ricard.
Correction to foul
against the
number
offense.
22 on the defensive hold.
Not Ricard. In front of Bell. Running play. Le'Veon Bell driven backwards. Extend the lead. 6-0 currently for Pittsburgh. James Conner in there. They pitch it to him. The rookie turns the corner. Conner still going. Short of a first down. They've been on their heels today. Handoff. Le'Veon Bell. Bell trying to take it in, and he comes up just short.
Explosion to get all the way inside the one.
Roethlisberger hands it to Bell. Sticks the helmet down and slithers in for the touchdown. Off the turnover.
Ramon Foster's going to pull. He leaves a vacancy right up the middle behind Pouncey and Castro there. And at 6'1", Bell goes low. So all he needed to do was break the play.
Bell with his second rushing touchdown of the season. And the extra point from Boswell is good. Season resulted in a field goal. Another field goal, and then the touchdown for Pittsburgh. Campanaro is now in there. Alex Collins not returning. Baltimore had 23 yards on that first play. Since that point, only 24 in total. Macklin on the outside. Last in the league in passing and 23rd in the league in scoring. 2nd and 8. Flacco Feeds it to Watson, and he's spilled out. Flacco, 5.33 yards per attempt through the air. That's the lowest in the NFL. West, and he gets pummeled. All right, thanks, Evan. 4 straight possessions for Baltimore of only 3 plays on offense. Punts and a turnover. Antonio Brown is dropped. Roethlisberger hands it to Bell. Slipped down for a moment, but Bell accelerates for a gain of 3. 2-0 lead, 2 minutes to go in the first half. 2nd and 6 for Pittsburgh. Running play to Le'Veon Bell. It's met by Terrell Suggs with a flag thrown.
Illegal block in the back, number 19, offense. 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Juju motion. Ravens press the line. They handle the rush. Roethlisberger dumps it off. Catch and run attempt for Bell. Yards after the catch for Le'Veon Bell. Out of bounds. 1:40 to play. 2nd quarter. Bell remains in there. Roethlisberger puts it in the air on a quick hitter to the outside to Martavis Bryant. And a spin out of bounds again. 200 yards of offense for the Steelers. It's Bell. Bell cuts it to the outside and he's dumped. Forward progress of 1 timeout remaining. Roethlisberger looks. He throws on the rainbow to Bryant. First down at the 30-yard line.
Up above Humphreys and picks up that first down. That's 5 now of 8 converting on 3rd down for the Steelers.
Roethlisberger looking for the big play. Bryant with the catch. Justin Hunter in motion. Roethlisberger looks and tosses it away. Roethlisberger pumps, lets it fly, in stride, caught by Smith-Schuster for the touchdown. And for the Steelers.
And the Steelers want to go for 2 here. You can see that Roethlisberger was looking to find Antonio Brown in the corner of the end zone, but he was double covered. But the time to throw to come all the way back over the middle to find his rookie receiver.
Give it a lot of 7 yards. Now 175 yards and a touchdown first half. On the move, and it's snuffed out. He was trying to hit Antonio. The confidence comes from the fact that we've done it before, but they haven't necessarily done it with this cast of characters. Campanero, spin move, and a franchise history against Jacksonville, but just 52 today. They'll add to it here with a Flacco throw to Wallace. Hit him facing a 2nd and 5. Steelers on the rush. Flacco gets rid of it. Nice hands. It's Allen, and he's brought down at the 50. Ball in seconds. Flacco will spike it with 6 seconds on the clock. John Harbaugh was not happy. They'll go sideline route. Well done. 62-yarder for Justin Tucker. The approach. Tucker, the kick. It's no good, and it's returnable. This half isn't over. Joe Hayden back there, and Hayden is still going. Flags are down, and Hayden.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 25 of the receiving team. By rule, the half is over.
More defense was put in some difficult positions in that first half, and Ravens were holding their own in that department. Eventually, the Steelers got what they were looking for. Watson on the tight ends in this formation, James and McDonald to open up the second half. The stutter step for Bell, and nothing developed. He leans forward for 1. They already have more yards today than they had last week, or almost. They're just a shade under that number. Le'Veon Bell. And he's so far this afternoon. This is a 3rd and 6. Roethlisberger pulls the trigger. It's handled by Brown. Oh, he lost it at the end. Scooped up, and he's ruled down.
Ruling on the field was a catch, and the receiver's forward progress was stopped. Baltimore is challenging the ruling on the field. of a catch that it was in fact an interception.
This is not an interception. There is the reception, and he's down right there, still in possession of the ball, and then it comes out.
Well, the ball pops free to Weddle, so the point that Harbaugh is making is he shouldn't have been ruled down, and if he's not ruled down, then Weddle has possession because the ball was popped up in the air right into the hands of Weddle.
And the tough thing is that Coleman said that his forward progress was stopped.
Yeah. His knee was down. Right there, that's the right knee. Do you think the ball's moving at that point? No, it wasn't until after he was down.
After reviewing the play, the ball never hit the ground and was intercepted by Baltimore. It'll be first down at the 18-yard line.
Well, there you go.
Please reset the game clock to 13:28.
Officials
Baltimore is not charged a timeout.
may see it differently as well. Excellent question. So the Ravens take over. Flacco wide open, and Perriman on the Brown catch, but intercepted by Weddle. Flacco underneath, and that ball was knocked free of Mike Wallace by Ryan Shazier. Javorius Allen is in there to the side of Flacco. Here comes the rush. Flacco in trouble. Flacco is sacked. Blocked on the safety blitz. Tucker, 42-yard attempt, and he nails it. He did not maintain control there, and no advancement because the whistle was blown, and that's why the play was ruled dead, but they comfortable lead, 19-3. Bell in the backfield. Bell to the outside. First 3 weeks, Steelers average 302 yards per game. That's down from what they had done in recent years. Give this to Bell, cuts it upfield, and Bell has got a first down. Le'Veon Bell, relentless for 38 yards. New set of downs for Pittsburgh. A little trickery on the toss. Hayward Bay dances to the outside and picks up 2.5. Monday Night Football Week 1 has not been back in there because of a knee issue. Le'Veon Bell to the outside. Bell is 6 of Baltimore. Play clock is down to 2. They get the play off. It's Bell. Yeah, nothing there. They had held the Steelers to 14.3 points per game in those games. Roethlisberger steps up. Roethlisberger floats a deep ball. Brown acrobatic attempt. And the Steelers now facing a 3rd and 10. Roethlisberger finds the soft spot and connects.
And you see him here. Normally he would line up closer to the slot, but there he goes into block.
And they give us to Le'Veon Bell. Leans forward to the 26. Once again, play clock winding down. 2nd and 8. Connor is in. He gets brought down from behind by Owasso. 10th play of the drive. Steelers lead at 19-3. Pitch it to Bell, looking for 8 yards. Not going to get it. Hit down low. Boswell is connecting from 30 yards away, 49 yards away. And this 44-yarder, no good. Back after the Pittsburgh miss. Alex Collins. Collins turns it upfield. Collins down the sideline. The cutback by Collins. Fantastic run by Alex Collins. And Baltimore with a first down just shy of the 15. Timing route upstairs. It's caught but out of bounds by Wallace. 2nd and 10. Flacco pats the ball. Up BB for a touchdown. Mike Wallace.
He threads the needle with this one. The Steelers rushed 3, dropped to 8, and he gets it right in between the 2 defensive backs. No pressure at all. He could really step into this throw, and Wallace with a secure grab in the end zone.
And Dan, they're going to go for 2 here. Remember, Pittsburgh went for 2. It's a give to West, and West powers in. They are reviewing the 2-point conversion. All scoring plays are reviewed. And West leaning in. Looked pretty clear that he made it.
Yeah, it looked like his hip hit his elbow is going to hit. Hard to tell where it hits right there in relation to the ball and the goal line. But that first look, it looked like he was in with ease.
During the play, there is a change. The runner's elbow was down and the ball was short of the goal line. The try's no good.
If you're scoring at home, the broadcast booth is 0 of 2.
You know, for a lot more than 2. There's single coverage on the outside here with the rookie.
Running play to Le'Veon Bell. The stutter step by Bell. He never quite got out of it. If you're a Ravens fan. But Baltimore is back in it, trailing 19-9. 2nd and 9, Roethlisberger to the other side. And Justin Hunter.
The ruling on the field is a completed pass. Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 90, defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Out to midfield.
So first down for Pittsburgh. It's Bell circling. They hemmed him in. 2nd and 13. It's matched up with Brandon Carr. Roethlisberger throws it in that direction. Brown has seen Carr, he's seen Smith, he's seen Humphrey, and flags come down.
False start, number 74, offense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Operating out of the gun. Roethlisberger throws it. Caught underneath by Jesse James. Trying to make a move upfield. Cannot. Campanaro dealt with injuries each of the last 2 years. Back injury, calf injury. This ball bounces high in the air and out of bounds right around the 22.5-yard line. Ravens trying to flip the script on the Steelers. They trail 19-9. Flacco steps up. Flacco is thrown down. Cameron Hayward. Improvement from Baltimore, but a lot of that was the 50-yarder. Flacco. A tight window to Benjamin Watson for the Ravens. We'll come up on 2 minutes to go in the third. Flacco tosses. First down. Mike Wallace catches 42 yards and the touchdown. Give it to Collins. Spin move doesn't get him much.
Bill, Joe plays at his best when he's playing fast and with confidence, guys.
All right, thanks, Evan. And just to add to that, looking at the offensive line, Illuminor is now in there at right guard. They're targeting Wallace. Instead, use the timeout. 8 seconds to go in the quarter. West on first down. It's blown up by T.J. Watt. Loss of 2 on the play. Start of the fourth quarter and the 47th installment of the Steelers-Ravens rivalry. Alex Collins, the intended target on that 2nd and 13 series with a mark of 25 and 21. Shotgun on a 3rd and 13. Flacco steps up. Flacco gets leveled by Bud Dupree. We've seen Illuminor now at right guard replacing Max Skura. Sam Cook the punt. Antonio Brown doesn't even go over there to touch it. And it settles in at the 14-yard line. That's where the Steelers will take over after won 9 straight regular season games until last week's loss in Chicago. Here's Bell. A hard slice by Bell crosses the air. 2nd and 8 for Pittsburgh. Roethlisberger. Pump. A little flip for Bell. And he's dropped at the 20-yard line by C.J. Mosley. Roethlisberger. Knocked down. Rejected Willie Henry. Not much of a rush. Barry sails this one to the 31. Dropped by Campanaro. Scoops it up with a flag down. And Campanaro takes a hit.
5-yard line
During
after
the
that
kick,
return.
Holding number 36, receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. The first down, Baltimore. Timeout.
where he took a major shot. The penalty backs them up to the 22-yard line. Ravens down by 10. Flacco sets and throws. Good timing with Macklin.
They were examining his right knee. No added padded or brace, so we'll just have to monitor that stability.
Flacco. It glances off the hand of Wallace as Flacco was under some serious pressure. 2nd and 10 for Baltimore. Watson the motion man. Here's Collins. Tried to spin off Pittsburgh. 6 defensive backs and a 3rd and 9 for the Ravens. Squeezing it in there. It's complete. Benjamin Watson. The arm. First down. Flacco. Bootleg. Oh, he threw it to the other team. Ryan Shazier with the pick.
Watson again over the middle. Here comes Watson. Now watch Shazier with this reaction. He spins all the way around, picks up Watson visually, and then finds the ball. Another spectacular play for Ryan Shazier, and just what the Steelers need to jumpstart their team.
Shazier had a pick the last time these two teams played in Pittsburgh. Intercepted in 10 straight games. Pittsburgh with the football and a 10-point lead. Bell pressing the line and turning it upfield. 142 combined yards from scrimmage for Le'Veon Bell. 2nd and 6 for the Steelers. Feed it to Bell again. Bell tries to keep the legs churning, but Roethlisberger dials up the deep ball. Some separation, but too far. Martavis Bryant. About Bryant and what he's seen this year, says, hey, he shows flashes, but it's challenging to miss a full year and then play at a high level in the NFL. Barry trying to place it. Campanaro, fair catch called for. There's a crowd of Steelers in the area. 5 of them. 9. Javorius Allen is in the backfield for Baltimore. They give it to him. That second wave on Allen.
The 3-yard lead, and then the overthrow.
The pass to Nick Boyle. 54% of their plays were run plays. Highest percentage in the league. 30 passes, 14 runs today. 31 passes now and caught by Mike Wallace. 2nd and 5 for Baltimore. We come up on 8 minutes to play here in the 4th. Flacco, a quick release. He hits Javorius Allen, tripped up. He flanks Flacco. Flacco, soft toss to Benjamin Watson.
A little bit of confusion on the alignment for the wide receivers with Macklin and Perriman.
Shotgun, Flacco looks to the other side, makes the connection with Javorius Allen. Allen with 3 catches, 17 yards. Flacco is 5 of 5 in the drive. Look out, Flacco floats it too high for Collins. And it was Mike Hilton. Flacco, touchdown and a pick in this second half. Collins gets the call. Flag thrown as Collins finally wrestled down. That's Baltimore.
Number 77, offense, 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Well, that's...
It can offset those type of mistakes.
Flacco, pump and throw. Hits his man Jeremy Macklin. So even though the offense wasn't necessarily clicking, they were winning games. Flacco gets out of trouble. Flacco. It's broken up. Allen in the backfield. Flacco on 4th and long. Flacco throws, knocked up in the air, and intercepted. Mike Hilton off the deflection. And he have the answer. The Steelers defense again making it happen. They're in control here in the 4th. In those 2 picks. 3 turnovers overall for Baltimore. Le'Veon Bell finds a running lane and Bell leans forward. England, undrafted free agent. 2nd and 3 for the Steelers. Bell adding to his numbers. Le'Veon Bell. They could not bring him down.
Against a tough Baltimore run defense.
Bell. They were both right.
Yep. Now, Bell said he loved the physical nature of this game. With Baltimore's run defense, he loved this type of challenge.
Second and 4, runs into a Baltimore wall. Weren't beating anybody else. On third down, Bell accelerates for a first down. His ability quite content with the numbers.
Can you give me a franchise tag?
I can. Quick hitter. Antonio Brown extending. Flag is down, so.
Offside, number 55, defense. Penalty is declined. Second down at the 1 yard line.
Give it to Bell. Bell is in. Touchdown Steelers.
35 carries, 144, and this his second touchdown. How about Nix just clearing the way for his running mate in the backfield?
Lost to Jacksonville. And this one is now 26. The Ravens have a lot of questions to deal with on the offensive side of the ball. Boswell kicks it off, and Collins hesitated.
Both teams started 2-0. Both teams lost last week.
Flacco throws it underneath, and it's hauled in by Nick Boyle. After the London game, requested to not have the bye. Allen with the catch. They wanted it later in the season. Still 2 minutes here in Baltimore, 26-9. The Pittsburgh Steelers in front of the Ravens. Flacco throws it to Campanaro, and at this stage just padding stats. And so the Bengals are in the win column. Browns still looking for their first W. Ball pops free after Perriman took a shot.
Jackson, there's Ivory and Fournette.
Third and 4. And the Ravens convert with Nick Boyle. Age of his career, he's in his third year from Central Florida. Just hasn't happened for him. Flacco on second and 10. He leads Allen. Allen splits defenders. And he's got
And more than that, a lot of hits and a lot of pressure.
Flacco tosses to the sideline. But offensively, this has been a serious challenge for Baltimore. Third time, the Jets blew a double-digit lead. Flacco to Allen, ridden down by J.J. Wilcox.
Well, you looked at me very quizzically.
Third and 2. Flag down. Steelers got a jump with Bud Dupree. Campanaro with the grab. And he's out of bounds. 30.
Offside, number 48, defense. Penalty is declined. First down.
Flacco. Nice grab there by Boyle, and then brought down by the shoelaces by Shazier. He's to the line. He'll spike it with 13 seconds left. Dramatic moments through the years. Flacco tipped away. This is not one that's a good spot, and Baltimore out of the playoffs. Back-to-back years. Flacco on fourth down. Broken up, and that'll do it. Ian Eagle saying so long from M&T Bank Stadium. This one is in the books, 26-9.